Hello, YouTube. This is Dark here, bringing you Etal Resurrected. Very excited to reveal to you guys the way that we can run Etal in current day. Just a little backstory on Etal. Was and now is once again a bot for Diablo 2 Legacy, not Resurrected, for version 1.14D. And you do need Lord of Destruction. You do need Classic as well. This is kind of like Colbot, so if you're familiar with Colbot, it'd be a lot like that. Some people are going to say this is redundant. I don't really care. It's still neat to me, therefore I'm going to make the video anyway. So if you have comments like that, you might as well keep them to yourself. Nobody cares. Beyond that, the reason why Atoll was no longer being used in Colbot is about 8 years ago, Blizzard had a server-side patch that disabled the version hack that we were using at that time to get onto BattleNet. No one has ever reverse engineered the D2NT files or Etal files in order to make a version of it that is native to 1.14D, the current version on BattleNet. So what do we need to do in order to install Etal? The first things we need to do is download the prerequisites. The first of those is going to be .NET Framework 4.0 or higher. If you're running Windows 10 or 11, you likely won't need this as that comes pre-installed on most Windows installations, but just go ahead and do it anyway. And if it says that you already have one installed that's higher, you're good to go. The next two that we need are VC++ 2008 and 2010, but we need the x86 versions. So link in the description, we're going to have this particular Microsoft website where you can go through and pick the ones that you need. So it'd be these two here. You can also just scroll down and find it. It doesn't really matter to these two. And just make sure that you download the x86 version. If you download the x64 version, it will not work and you will receive an error. So once you've downloaded those and installed them, we also need to download and install, well, it's not really installing, but download and extract Etal itself. This is the most recent version I could find. MF22, who used to be a member of the Etal community, gave it to me. So thank you to him for that. And then just extract that to your desktop for now. The last thing I want to mention that we're going to need, and should be obvious, but I guess, I better mention it, is that we need Diablo 2 version 1.13D, not 1.14D. And you do not want to update past that because Etal will not work with it, as I mentioned earlier. And in addition to that, I was also told that it is preferential to install through the disks or through ISO files rather than the digital installation. Now, if you go ahead and disregard that and install through the digital version and it's working for you, please post what you did and how it's working for you. And if it's working 100%, I will pin it in the comments so that everyone can see it. And then we don't have to worry about what I just said. You can just disregard that. And that's going to do it for this step. This is going to be step one in the series of videos on how to install D2 Etal Resurrected in 2025. Hope you guys are having a good one, and I'll see you in the next section.